What is up, guys? So once a week, we're going to be putting out on our Instagram posts that allow you to enter for a drawing to have one of your movements broken down for free. Basically, you can pick anything you want to work on, and we will give you our advice as coaches on how to improve your movement. So this is our winner, our first winner. So congratulations, and she chose to break down the squat. So we're going to go ahead and show you, kind of break this down with you on the video she sent in. So initially, right here, my first corrections are going to be, as she goes to ascend in the squat, okay, even just kind of what she's thinking. We would, first off, correct this. So as you can tell, she's getting way far back in her toes, okay? That's a common misconception. You want that weight to be balanced throughout your foot in a tripod formation. So you'll want that weight to be balanced between your heel and the base of your big toe and your pinky toe. So right now, she's already kind of putting her weight way back in her foot, and that's going to cause issues down the road, I think. Also, that squat width looks pretty narrow to me in terms of her height. So I would recommend right away probably widening those feet out and creating more of a wide base. So that's the first couple corrections. As you can see, as she goes down, her toes are still staying off the floor, so keep your eyes on that. Weight's way back in the heel. Chest has to lower quite a bit. I mean, it's not a bad angle. If you could keep your chest up a little bit taller. What we might be seeing here is some impingement in the hip flexors, or even if you look at this ankle, she might have really tight ankles based on that shin angle. So she's kind of already maxed out and locked out at that angle, and it doesn't even really look like that's out over her toes yet. So she's probably missing some ankle range of motion and possibly some hip flexors. So couch stretch is a great stretch to kind of help with that, as well as just working on your ankles. Sitting in a squat or stretching out your calf soleus, that's a great way to kind of open up that squat. And right now, I would say with your mobility and current ability level, I would say we probably want to end that squat right about here. As you can see, as you get a little bit deeper into that squat, you can start to see the pelvic tilt, so keep an eye on that right here. Whoop. See how you're kind of rounding over in that bottom position and dumping your hips into a posterior tilt. So we want to make sure we stay nice and tight. This is a better position. Right about this range of motion, you block and have to round out. And again, probably ankles are the first contributing issue you're having right now. So I would say shorten your squat, probably squat to a box, shoot for about that position right there for now while working on your hips, ankles, and opening up those positions. Okay, so we can see a couple reps. Quick fix for the feet. I want that big toe driving into the ground. So what you need to do is grab the ground with that big toe and keep that foot balanced and active on the floor rather than just sitting back in your hips. It's going to be really hard to keep engagement and stay tight when you're sitting back on your heels like that. So we can go through just a couple reps. Looks like it's pretty similar across the board. So that'd be my first suggestions for you. Looks like you do widen out your stance here. Let's break that down. Kind of the same deal. So that's probably an overly aggressive wide stance. What I would want to see here is I want your heels to be right underneath your shoulders, or maybe a little bit outside your shoulder. Okay, so that you're kind of in between. Where I'd want you to be is in between these two squats that you've demonstrated today. And the same issues kind of apply here. You've got that rounding. Everything's kind of staying the same and consistent. I'd work on your hips and ankles. Like I said, the couch stretch and just a typical calf stretch are probably going to get you a long ways while driving that big toe in the ground throughout that entire movement. So with that feedback, I'd love for you to send me over an example of you kind of applying those cues, and then we can kind of compare before and after. So thanks for participating, and I hope this helps. Thanks.